Hey, man, you better subscribe, motherfucker. You better subscribe. Look at that, man. We don't want that, man. Subscribe, bro. Please, man. What's going on, everybody? This is Alex here, aka AllJ's MMA. As you can see, man, I'm about to unwrap my main card predictions. I thought I would do this video in two different videos. I don't really know why, but hey, man, let's let's take a look at the first fight on the main card, bro. Okay, guys. So to kick off the main card, we have Charles Jourdain taking on Ricardo Ramos. This is a very tricky fight to predict, in my opinion. It's a 50-50 fight, but I'm going to have to go with Charles Jourdain here, guys. I don't really see too much in Ricardo Ramos, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think he's a very decent featherweight. I think he can beat a lot of featherweights in the future, but I feel like Charles Jourdain is a very game opponent for anyone he fights. As you can see, he's 14-6, not the best record, but like I said, dude, he's been super active as of recently, and the last time Ricardo Ramos fought was like a year and 2 months ago, I believe, as you can see. So that's not the best, to be honest with you. Ricardo Ramos also, has trouble making 145, I believe. He does have some cancelled fights due to, having a rough weight cut. So I'm going to go with Charles Jourdain. I just think as the fight goes on, he's going to have a more relentless pace. I feel like Ricardo Ramos is going to be looking for an early finish in the first or second round. And I just expect Charles Jourdain to be a lot more well-rounded as the fight goes on, and as long as he can stay on the feet, I see him, scoring a pretty comfortable decision win, or maybe even a knockout win. But it's going to be a scrap, lads. Make sure you are watching this fight. You stay tuned. Yeah, lads, I'm going with Charles Jourdain by decision. Okay, guys, the second fight on the main card, we have Brian Pooh Bear Battle taking on AJ the Ghost Fletcher at 170. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick Brian Battle, man. I just think he's a way more well-rounded fighter than AJ Fletcher. Another crazy fact in this matchup, guys, is AJ Fletcher is, I think he's like 5'9", and he has a 67-inch reach advantage, which is absolutely fucking mental. I don't know how this guy's gonna be able to close the distance, especially when Brian Battle has a 77-inch reach advantage, 10 inches longer than him. So I think Brian Pooh Bear Battle's super underrated. He has really good punches and kicks. He throws a lot of straight kicks and punches, you know what I mean? He makes it really tricky for his opponents to be able to close the distance. He has, a great volume output, if you will say that. But yeah, I got Brian Battle winning this fight inside the distance. I'm going to probably pick him by like a second round submission or a first round TKO. The way I see this fight happening is AJ Fletcher's going to start, trying to close the distance, getting really desperate after getting, pieced up on the feet. I can see him, having Brian Battle, close up against the cage, really just trying to grind on him, trying to take him down and stuff. And I can see Brian Battle pulling out a ninja choke or a modified guillotine choke. I would not be surprised if Brian Battle submits AJ Fletcher, but yeah, the only strength that Fletcher has in this fight is the wrestling, and I don't think AJ Fletcher is that good of a wrestler like someone like Renat Fakhretdinov. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go Brian Pooh Bear Battle within 2 rounds. I'm going to go with a second round submission or a first round TKO. But you already know, bro. We got Brian Battle in this matchup. Women's fight, women's fight, women's fight. Okay, we have the rematch. I don't know why the fuck this is a rematch. Marina Rodriguez taking on Michelle Waterson Gomez, the karate hottie. I'm going to have to go I'm gonna go with Marina Rodriguez. You know what I mean? I have a lot of people asking me like, why do you make stupid picks with women fights? And it's like, bro, nothing makes sense in this world. Okay, so I'm gonna go on a bit of an illusion here. With this prediction because I don't really care about this fight. I'm just gonna go with Marina Rodriguez. You know what I mean? I think both of these women are kind of washed in their career. Maybe they both deserve to not be in the UFC. Let's just say that. But hey, no, no, no. Listen. Yeah, there's not much to say, bro. Like, what am I gonna like? Yeah, I think Rodriguez has great punches, and Michelle Watson has great kit. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't really care about this fight, so I'll just go with Rodriguez by decision. That's just really how it plays out. And Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell taking on Dan 50K Ige. Man, I'm gonna have to go with my boy Bryce Mitchell. Okay, I have a lot of faith in Bryce Mitchell to get the job done. I'm really interested to see how this fight goes in general. Let me say this basically. Dan Ige, he's been on a streak this year. He's 2-0. He has a couple knockouts, I think, or he won a decision against Lamware and he knocked out Damon Jackson earlier this year. So he's on some momentum, okay? Bryce Mitchell is really underrated in my opinion, I think. You know what I mean? I feel like his grappling is I'm not going to say superior grappling, but he has very dominant grappling to say the least. And we saw what Movsar Evloev did to Dan Ige. He flying kneed him, basically scared the shit out of him, you know what I mean? Kind of traumatized him in that fight, controlled him on the ground, did whatever he wanted to him. And Movsar Evloev taking on Bryce Mitchell. I think that's a different type of fight. You know what I mean? I think it's a lot more competitive. But the point remains. You know what I mean? I feel like Bryce Mitchell is super tough. He's not just someone that you're going to easily KO. I don't see Dan Ige KOing Bryce Mitchell. If he did, that'd be very impressive. Bryce Mitchell coming off a loss to Ilia Topuria, there's no shame in losing to Ilia Topuria, you know what I mean? And he got a takedown on Topuria, so if that means anything, I'm just going to have to go with Bryce Mitchell taking out Dan Ige. I don't understand where the hype came with Dan Ige being an underdog, and, everyone's like, I like Dan Ige in this matchup. I like Dan Ige too, bro, don't get me wrong, but just Bryce Mitchell's going to dominate him, in my opinion. And if not dominate, okay, I think he will, comfortably win a decision by grappling. Come on. Come on, bro. I will be really sad if Dan Ige wins, but hey, you cannot pick Dan Ige in this matchup, dude. I just feel like Bryce Mitchell is way too dominant of a grappler, especially when it hits the mat. You know what I mean? I don't see Dan Ige escaping. What's up, guys? If you've made it to this point of the video, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to go ahead and smash that like button, but as you can see, man, 96% of people that watch my content are not even subscribed, bro. So if you feel free, man, make sure you go and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be dropping a lot of content in the future. And yeah, man, I want to say thank you guys for staying here. Moving on to that main event, bro. You get me? Heading into the main event of this fight night card, guys, we're going to be looking at Mateusz Gamrot taking on Rafael Fiziev. Guys, I've been thinking about this fight for a while now, and majority of people are picking Rafael Fiziev. I'm going to pick my boy Mateusz Gamrot here. Honestly, I'm going to have to pick Gamrot, and there's a couple reasons why. The first reason why I'm picking Gamrot to beat Fiziev is, in my opinion, I feel like Fiziev really does gas out a lot. I remember watching his fight versus Bobby Green, and he was like, he kind of arguably lost that fight. And yeah, over 5 rounds, man, he does gas out quite a bit. You know what I mean? He was getting outworked by RDA in the later rounds. So I'm going to trust Gamrot to absolutely just mop him when it comes to the grappling. You know what I mean? Take him down constantly. Rafael Fiziev does have great judo sweeps, and that helps him a lot when people try to take him down. But I feel like even if he, judo tosses Mateusz Gamrot, Gamrot is going to get straight back up. Gamrot has great recovery, so I see Gamrot being able to get back up and shoot for a single leg and being able to wrestle constantly. And I think Fiziev is an elite striker, don't get me wrong, but I also think that Mateusz Gamrot, he's really tough. He's never been finished in any of his fights. That's a crazy stat if you ask me, and I feel like that's going to rely a lot in this matchup, so whoever can employ their game plan really is going to win. If Rafael Fiziev can outstrike Gamrot super easily and stuff the takedowns, I see him honestly winning by KO. Gamrot does have a lot of flaws in his boxing and in his stand-up game, if you will say that, but at the same time, man, Rafael Dos Anjos was kind of outworking Fiziev in the grappling, and that's an old RDA, bro. Imagine a prime RDA, you know what I mean? So I'm going to have to go with Gamrot. Gamrot has an insane pace of 5 rounds. We all know this. He has great cardio. He's super tough. Like I said, he's never been finished before. And yeah, you know what I mean? This is a nightmare matchup for a guy like Rafael Fiziev, you know what I mean? Someone who has wicked KO power, someone who wants to get you out of there within 2-3 rounds. This being a 5-rounder, I really think it favors Mateusz Gamrot, guys, especially in the grappling. I do see Gamrot, in the later rounds, installing his pace on Fiziev, Fiziev gassing out a lot. I see the later part of this fight, being displayed on the fence. I think Gamrot's going to want to wrestle a lot, so I can trust him to win the last 3 rounds. But I think Fiziev will have a lot of big moments in this fight. Enough being said, guys, I'm just going to have to go with Gamrot. Definitely going to have to pick Gamrot, guys, but let me know what you think in the comments below, man. Let me know who you guys think is going to win the main event. I'm super excited to hear your opinions. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you comment your predictions. Comment anything. Subscribe to my channel, man. I'm thinking about going live for the fights this weekend. I'll have to decide later on, but thank you guys so much for being here. And until the next video, guys, you have a great night. Stay safe. Peace.